Hey, Athenian basketball fans, welcome to Crawfordsville High School and the home of the Crawfordsville Athenians for a Tuesday night varsity boys basketball. It was actually a varsity JV doubleheader. JV boys, the JV Athenians beat Western Boone in the first game, and now getting ready for starting lineups for the Western Boone Stars. Our public address announcer is Gary Lynn, and we will turn it over to him for starting lineups.
At guard, 5'11" senior, number 22, Connor Cole. At guard, 6'1" junior, number 4, Jonathan McAtee. And at forward, 6'4" senior, number 20, Caleb Freeman. The head coach of the Stars, John Burton.
All right, see ya. We get on the radio, I'll jump in. You'll know Adar best.
And now, your Crawfordsville Athenians! At guard, a 5'9" senior, number 5, Carson Scott! At forward, a 6'7" junior, number 14, Jesse Hall! At forward, a 6'4" sophomore, number 33, Ian Hensley. At center, a 6'2" sophomore, number 44, Ty Wallace. And at guard, a 5'11" senior, number 11, Kay Young. Assistant coaches for these.
All right, and there you have it, starting lineups for both the Crawfordsville Athenians and Western Boone Stars for tonight's big varsity matchup. And this has a lot of just a good rivalry game because in the championship of the Sugar Creek Classic, Western Boone was able to get the win to win the championship in the Sugar Creek Classic over Crawfordsville just about a month ago. Joining me tonight is Coach Kurt Slicker, head football coach for the Crawfordsville Athenian football team, and we're back at it for another webcast, Coach.
I'm excited to be here. It's a big game tonight because, games like this to help build momentum. Anytime you get into mid-February here, the tournament's starting to lurk, and so a win tonight would be a real confidence boost.
Absolutely. Athenians coming off a big win against Riverton Park. The Panthers, they beat them at home last Saturday afternoon. Always a different schedule over this last week because of the girls' basketball sectional, and so they're working with a kind of different format playing on a Tuesday night, which also isn't all bad because it has some of the feel of the sectional, the postseason for the boys. And there's the first bucket by Mackay Wallace.
Real nice execution there. I know coaches worked hard on using the inside-out type of game, and good finish there by Mackay.
Starting for the Athenians, in case you couldn't hear or pick it up off the PA, Jesse Hall, Mackay Wallace, Ian Hensley, Carson Scott, and K-Dub, Karsten Williamson in the starting lineup tonight for the Athenians. It's been somewhat consistent. Nate Schrader went out about mid-season. Actually, his last game, I think, was the Classic, and had a wrist surgery, hand surgery, and is out for the rest of the season. And for Western Boone, we have Spencer Wright, Cortez Stoudemire, Jake Jones, Connor Hull, and number 4 is Jonathan McAtee, 6'1" junior guard. So shot is off by Western Boone. Rebound to Jesse Hall, who's been a bit of a rebounding machine as of late. Guarded by Spencer Wright. And out to K-Dub.
Both teams playing man-to-man so far.
Gonna have a foul.
Again, trying to get the ball in the paint. You want to get those post touches, especially early in the game, and draw some fouls.
That foul was on number 4, McAtee. It was on the floor, so Crawfordsville basketball underneath their own basket. And you're right, it looks like twice now we've tried to go inside. And once, obviously, successfully, or maybe you say twice successfully, because we also got a foul against Western Boone. First team foul for the Stars. Inside again. Nice little shot. Mackay Wallace, the sophomore, has all 4 Athenian points here early, which nice to see some balanced scoring there.
Well, you get Jesse on the block right there. He's such a threat. He's getting double-teamed right there. Mackay's man doesn't doesn't come out and respect that little 15, 10-footer, and he knocked it down.
He's knocked it down a couple times. Good shot, rebound, shot off by Connor Hull, rebound to K-Dub, and senior sets up the offense here for the Athenians. Little bit of a different look. I read in the paper Coach Pierce's kind of summary of the Riverton Park game, and Mekhi Wallace had a great game, and I believe that probably earned him a start tonight. Nice move by Jesse Hall. Easy bucket in the paint.
That's just really exactly what we're trying to do. We've done it 3 straight times now, 6-0.
And you remember last game, it was probably the opposite. I think Western Boone couldn't miss, and they jumped out to the early and big lead. And we felt like that was the difference in the game. I don't know if you remember that, but
it definitely was a huge factor for, here's a chance to get up by 3 or 4 possessions right here.
Nice move by K-Dub, adjusting in the air to get around the defender for the layup. 8-0 lead for the Athenians, and they really do look like they're clicking now. Coach Pierce mentioned also in the newspaper in his interview that the Athenians have a chance really to they just are not the same team they were in that kind of early to mid-January time frame. Good drive by McAtee there. Layup is good for the Stars' first points of the game. 8-2 with 4:29 to go in the first quarter. Carson Scott in there, who has been actually probably the most effective guy from long range for the Athenians in the last few games. Hit several threes and tough pass, but luckily Carson stepped into it. And we're going to take a timeout.
Timeout, Athenians.
It's okay right there. You don't want to turn the ball over in the game. And I like the idea. We haven't really looked at the perimeter shot yet, but I think that was the emphasis that and that's one of the ways you improve your team. You work inside out. You get those baskets in the paint, and then all of a sudden those 3-point shots are going to be a little cleaner. And if you get a couple of paint baskets, it just seems like the ball tends to go in more from the outside, too.
That's right. Well, good start here for Crawfordsville, just roughly halfway through the first quarter, up 8-2.
And Tuesday night games like this always kind of test, what kind of team you have. Are you really locked in? It appears Webo's a little bit flat here to start the game, and, can we continue to take advantage and get off to an even bigger lead than we have right now?
Yeah. And this game actually was supposed to be played normally a Thursday night game. It was supposed to be last Thursday here at Crawfordsville, but Western Boone didn't go to school, and so the game was moved to tonight.
Well, and as the tournament lurks here, you can play, like you said earlier, some midweek games. So it's good to get a few of these in here as we work ourselves into the last half of the season. And
you're right, because as an athlete, it's a different feel. Even though you go to school on Fridays, it's a Friday. Easy to get up. Good shot, inside, good look, but doesn't fall for the Athenians. Rebound to Stoudemire. Nice job of Jesse Hall just reading that into the passing lane. In the layup, and there's going to be a foul on Connor Hall. He's going to go to the line, try to do a 3-point play the old-fashioned way, as they say.
It was excellent defense right down there by Carson Scott, stopping the penetration. And Jesse with a great read and anticipation, and then the ability to use his left hand to finish there at the rim.
And the shot is perfect for an 11-2 lead for the Athenians, and he does earn the 3-point play. And 2 fouls now on Western Boone. That foul went to Connor Hull.
Again, one shot. We're doing a good job on the defensive glass right now. Let's stay patient here and work that ball in the paint. Little set play there to go right into Jesse. And 2 more. Yep.
Yeah, and I don't think Spencer Wright can guard him. Spencer Wright's obviously a really good athlete, quarterback of the Western Boone football team. He gets plenty of press for that, but he's 6'1", and Jesse's 6'7".
Well, he doesn't like it. Yes, down there is, I'm not sure who can guard Jesse in our conference down there on that block.
True.
Which is great to see him working inside like that. Yeah, and we're going to be a tough team to beat when you get Jesse playing on the block like that.
Connor Hull turns and pops a 3-pointer. Probably not the ideal shot. Rebound to Jake Jones. And that shot's off. Rebound to Carson Scott. K-Dub brings the ball up the court here. And, I will say, Coach, one thing I've noticed lately, last few games that we've done, it's been a little while since you and I worked together, but lots of patience, good patience.
Same thing there, though. I mean, that's it's not a layup, but that's a nice little 8-footer, and it's really a paint touch.
Yeah, high percentage shot. Falls to 15-2 lead. There's the first three. It's Jake Jones with the three-pointer. But not an easy shot, though. He is one that hit probably 3 last time against us. So Ian Hensley kind of takes a quick shot there, but again, we're in the paint.
We're in the paint. I'd like to see him maybe jump stop there and go up a little stronger, but still like the idea.
Jones again for 3 for Weibo, and it's good.
Got to get out on him. We saw that the last time we played Weibo, and his shooting was a key to their victory. We've got to get our hand up there.
It really was, and that's Makai Wallace trying to play some defense on him, but not used to guarding guys out that far. And there's K-Dub with another floater in the paint, and it's good. I don't know what percentage we're shooting, but it's really, really high. I think we missed one, maybe?
Yeah, a lot of high percentage shots is what I like.
Yeah. Makes total sense. Out of bounds, ball's going to stay with Western Boone. Brett Wethington checks in, replacing Connor Hull, and for Crawfordsville, Cole Watt, the senior defensive stopper, steps in to replace Makai Wallace. And
he makes there he is making the steal right away.
Great job, and the inbounds players. Carson Scott with the drive and kick. Good patience here by the Athenians.
Very good.
Not forcing anything and looking for a good shot. There's a good shot for Jesse Hall, and he is on.
Well, that's just a product again of getting some easy shots earlier in the game, and just you get a feel for that ball going through the rim. And beautiful touch there.
20-8 lead for the Athenians. Under a minute to go here in the first quarter.
Good challenge right there.
Really good defense.
Good pass.
Nice job, and great layup there by Cole Watt. A little bit of contact, could have been called foul. You see some frustration with Western Boone already. 22-8. This is about the exact reverse of the first quarter we played last time against Western Boone. Just couldn't ask for a better start for the Athenians. Good defense there by Cole Watt. Jake Jones does a good job.
20 seconds here, so I'm sure we'll get the last shot of the first quarter.
You can pick just about anybody, right, with the percentage we're shooting. And again, as you mentioned, high percentage shots. So just waiting, being patient, executing the offensive sets, and working for the open guy. Kicked Ian Hensley for 3 at the buzzer, and it's good. That shot was good. He was guarded by McAtee, who was there, but it doesn't matter right now. It's like in that video game, not that I played a lot with the kids, when that ball caught on fire, you couldn't miss. That is a little bit what it feels like right now.
Well, there's no doubt that I'm not sure we can play much better than that offensively. But that's a product of, having a game plan, and our kids stuck to it right there. I watched the Athenians practice here a little bit in the last week or so, and Coach Pierce has worked really hard on getting that inside-out game going with Jesse and even Ian in the post. And, you just see it here where Jesse gets a couple baskets, he gets the open 3, and we all know Ian can shoot the ball. That's one thing. Ian is he's a hard worker, and he's put his time in the gym to this point. And very good first quarter, though, by our guards right there. Karsten didn't force anything, got the ball into the paint, and obviously Carson Scott, you can just see a calming influence having him out there on the floor. Yep. So really, really nice start here, and it'll be interesting to see what kind of response Western Boone has moving forward.
Yeah, just a excellent start. 25 points in the first quarter. And for a team, and I think your points are well made, Coach. For a team that has not shot the ball very well this season, again, pointed out, well, you can just look at the statistics on it. They are working inside, and it is opening up the outside shots and getting clean looks and knocking them down.
Well, we have guys that can make shots. It's just, a lot of that's confidence, and the old saying, success breeds success, and I think that's what we saw right there.
And patience, looking for the good one.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, so here we go. Western Boone's ball to start the second quarter. 25-10 lead in favor of the Athenians. Cortez Stoudemire with a drive. Good quick hands by Carson Scott to knock it off of Cortez's thigh. Ball goes out of bounds. He's a little confused, but I think it was the right call.
All right, Western Boone trying a little pressure here, a little 2-2-1.
One of the changes made, and there's a nice way to break it. Athenians obviously ready for that. Cole Watt with the assist to Jesse Hall. Easy layup. 27-10 lead. 27-10 score, that is, in favor of the Athenians. Connor Hull with the ball for Western Boone. Back in the game. Athenians stay with that lineup that finished the first quarter. It's Cole Watt, Jesse Hall, Ian Hensley, K-Dub, and Carson Scott. And there's a three-point attempt from Spencer Wright. Tough, long rebound. We've talked about that a lot this year into the hands of Brett Weathington.
Real nice job there by Karsten, cutting that drive off. Good help here from Ian.
Yep, and he's got it. Ian gets a steal. Ahead to K-Dub. Nice move around the defender, around Jake Jones. And then on the rebound, Cole Watt, Connor Holt comes down with the ball. Cole Watt.
Still love to see it. Yeah, love to see the transition. Getting to the rim there, taking it strong. Karsten did. Just didn't get the roll. And you like the way that Cole has come in, and he's just active. He's all over the place.
He is.
And, he's at a size disadvantage guarding inside on Jones, but he's going to make him work for everything he gets down there.
And he plays physical, and that's the way Western Boone's going to play. So Cortez Stoudemire drives into the lane there, loses his bounce a little bit out to Spencer Wright for the three, and it's good. So they've knocked down 3 3-pointers. They're shooting pretty well from the outside. Western Boone, 2 by Jones, 1 by Wright. And again, the pressure, as you pointed out. Carson was thinking Jesse Hall was going to continue.
Yeah, I would have probably thought the same thing when Jesse
same
pulled
as
up.
last time.
Yeah.
There's Connor Hull on the drive. Looks like there's going to be a foul on Carson Scott, which is not a bad foul, making him run it at the line. I think they called it on number 11 on Karsten Williamson.
That's his first.
So 2 shots for Connor Hull at the line.
I'd like to see Carson do a little better job of keeping Hull in front of him there. I think Hull's more of a driver and keep him off his right hand, but can't deny the effort that Carson's playing with right now. Just been exactly what his job is: play good, play hard, play solid.
Number 3 checks in for the Athenians. That's Ty Linus. He replaces Carson Scott, who's just been playing all out. Give him a break here. 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. Both shots are off, but Connor Hull hustles after it and gets the rebound. The layup is off into the hands of Jesse Hall. Nice try by K-Dub. I think he got fouled on that, but Spencer Wright intercepted the pass. There's going to be a foul on Crawfordsville. He got fouls going on. That's also on K-Dub. That's his second here in the last minute.
Well, that's a couple turnovers now. We need to do a better job of taking care of the ball. Once we get it into the half-court setting here, go back and let's see if we can get the ball back inside. I'm sure that's what Coach is thinking right now.
Layup is good by Spencer Wright. First one's good. Zaire Morgan checks in for K-Dub. Obviously with 2 fouls, he might be done for the rest of the half. Though Coach Pierce doesn't always do that. Didn't get blocked out on the rebound. And the offensive rebound goes to Western Boone, kicks it out to Wright for another 3. And all of a sudden, it's down to a 10-point lead, 27-17. And you're right here, this pressure's sped us up a little bit.
It has. You can see it's caused a little bit of a problem. And they have done a good job on the boards here the last 3 or 4 possessions. And all of a sudden, the 15, 17-point lead's down to 10 here. So need to dig in, get a stop.
Yep. That, change, and I think you were alluding to that, making an adjustment with out of the timeout, and that's what Western Boone did with the pressure. So that foul's on Ty Linus. That's 4 team fouls on the Athenians, 2 team fouls for Western Boone. Ty Linus' first foul. The only one in a little bit of foul trouble is K-Dub, and he's not in the game right now. There's an off-balance shot by Connor Hull. Pretty good defense by Cole Watt, but he made the shot. So 8-point lead. A lot of people yell over and back.
Yeah, that was pretty close. Yeah, it was pretty close.
All 3 parts, both feet and the ball have to get across the line is the rule. And there's a blocking foul. Ty Linus with the drive, and this is what he does. He comes in the game and gives us that offensive spark. He's the 3rd leading scorer at 10.1, so just over 10 points a game. K-Dub's at 10.5, and Jesse Hall leads the Athenians with 14.2 per game. 17 games in, the Athenians have a 10-7 record. Linus for the N1, and it's a little long. Rebound to Hole.
Good take there by Ty, though. We want him to be active on the offensive end. Excellent job.
That foul on Lebo was on Spencer Wright, his first foul. Athenians break the press easily that time, and there's our same play, but Tyler Morgan can't quite hold on to the pass from Hensley. Probably would have had a layup. Just
don't get in too big a hurry. I know that's what coach is going to tell him here at the timeout. And, you want to attack a press and see if you can get a layup, but you also don't want to do what we've done a couple times here was, like you said, that we've sped ourselves up a little bit and just be strong with the ball, and it'd be interesting to see if we do a little run and jump here. We haven't done that yet tonight.
That's true.
And, all of a sudden it's down to 7. You got to give Western Boone credit. We know they're an excellent team, and they've got kids on that team that are going to compete for 32 minutes. And so it's a long game, and you'd rather get off to a good start like we have tonight than get off to a bad start. So 4 minutes to go here. This will be a big 4 minutes heading into halftime.
Yeah, big run here for the Athenians. That game of runs again. And if you think about kind of what we have seen, us pounding the ball inside early and us working hard on the glass. And then Western Boone's kind of done the same thing here to play some catch up. So what do we have? I think it's on Sunday. Yeah, sectional draw coming up here for the boys' state tournament. Justin Duggar is getting us updated on when that's happening and taking a look at the sectional that Crawfordsville is going to play in. It's sectional 25 down at Greencastle.
And we brought Carson Scott back in the game, give Cole a quick break. A little backdoor play. Nice job defending that, Carson.
Good block by Ty Linus. Good defense by Carson Scott there. Oh, and there's going to be a foul. Connor Hull, I think, had a hold of Ty Linus's arm. Probably could have been called either way, but the foul is called on Connor Hull. That'll be his second foul.
Well, you like to see the aggressiveness out of Ty right there. He challenges the shot, and he stays in the play and draws the foul.
So it's 4 team fouls apiece. And pretty easy for the Athenians to break the press there into the hands of Hall. There's Linus cutting to the basket. Ooh, layup is just off. He's going to pick up his second foul. Trying to come down with the rebound. A little bit of frustration. You see that a lot, don't you?
You do. You can't get him any closer than that as a coach. And, he's got the talent to finish the head. And, Ty just frustrated. And seems like a pretty normal move for most people to be frustrated when you miss one like that.
Yep. 7-point lead here for the Athenians. Cortez Stoudemire looking to set up something here for Western Boone in the hands of Spencer Wright into the paint. Good defense by the Athenians there, preventing really 2 shots by Stoudemire, or 1 by Stoudemire, 1 by Spencer Wright. Jake Jones with the ball. Hensley defending, doing a good job. There's a little bit of a wild shot. Ball into the hands of Hensley for the rebound.
Good patience there by Ty.
He wanted to go, didn't he?
He did. Let's see if we can get a little action here. A little cross-screen action. A little pin right there by Ian. I think we missed him. A little high-low.
Jesse in there, beats his man. Oh, layups just are not falling. We
like that offense, so like that a lot.
Same thing we did in the first quarter, really. We just happened to shoot at about 90% there. So you know that statistically you're not going to hit at that rate all game, most likely. So evening out here, but good shot, 2 good looks. There's a move by Spencer Wright into the paint. Layup's good. 5-point lead here for Crawfordsville, and there's Linus down the court. Quickly, basket's good. Good job by Linus, just attacking. Spencer Wright does the same thing. He's going to pick up a foul. That on Hall, maybe. Nope, that is on Zaire Morgan. First foul on Zaire. That's a 6th team foul. So Western Boone, from here on out, the remainder of the first half, 2:37 to go, will be in the bonus. Spencer Wright shooting 2 right now, and hits the first one.
Let's make sure we get the block out here. We've struggled with a little bit on these free throws when they've missed. Getting these rebounds. So 6-point game, 2:37 here. I really like what Linus is giving us here, a little spark.
Yeah, for sure. That's Caleb Freeman, number 20, checking in, the 6'4 senior, checking in for Western Boone. Bigger presence, Makai Wallace is in there, and he gets an easy, good find there by Zaire Morgan. Great assist.
Outstanding pass, yeah. He was looking opposite the whole time, just like he's been trained, and good execution and good finish there by Makai.
7-point lead for the Athenians. Got 2 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Western Boone moving the ball around. Athenians playing good defense. No open looks so far. It's McAtee with the ball, guarded by Wallace, and he's going to take a short jumper, and it falls. Gets the shooter's roll, shooter's bounce there. McAtee for 2. Carson Scott looking for somebody open. Whoa, just couldn't. He never really had a handle on that. It was a pass about 3 feet away. Tough pass. Not where they wanted it exactly. We're going to do a little offense-defense right here. So Cole Watt's going to come in for Morgan. Western Boone basketball, 1:32 to go here in the second quarter. Cortez Stoudemire bringing the ball up the court.
Oh, good D there. That's great help by Ty. He did a good job there running that same ball screen action we saw earlier in the year, and you can see that we are well versed in how we want to guard that.
Yeah.
And a big turnover right there.
That's for sure. And with that turnover, it stops play, which allows us to do our offense for defense switch. So Zaire Morgan into the game for Cole Watt. Still pressure by Western Boone. Zaire Morgan to inbound to Linus. Back to Morgan.
You know, against the 2-2-1, you're always trying to get that ball in the middle. If you can generally break it down pretty easily, like right there. Good patience by Jesse.
Now they can set up the half court again and execute here with a minute to go. Coach Pierce has been known to just make it one shot from here. Worked well for the Athenians for a while now.
Like to see Jesse wait a little longer on that screen, but great take.
Great job. Jesse Hall with a great bucket there.
And that's been the difference in the game. His post scoring has been the difference, in my opinion.
You're right, and they don't have an answer for that at all. There's a
tough shot.
Yep. Give that one to Stoudemire. 5-point lead, 33 seconds to go here. Again, ball just like you called, back into the middle. Like to see our passes be a little more crisp, probably.
25 seconds here. Be interesting to see if we hold for one.
Got Ty Linus with the ball, being guarded closely by Stoudemire into the hands of Morgan. 12 seconds to go. Probably about 7 or 8 seconds. The Athenians will go and they'll run something. 3 seconds to go.
Foul to give right there. So good foul by Western Boone. 2.3. Chance to actually for us where we were right there, it might help us here to.
That's true.
Get something maybe more organized than we would look like we were going to get.
Might have gotten us out of that, huh? I agree. That's only 5 team fouls. That foul's on Wethington, and there's the shot by Carson Scott. Just off. Good shot. Pretty good look. So score at halftime, 35, Crawfordsville, 30, Western Boone. So we have a 5-point lead heading into halftime. Obviously played a great first quarter, scored 25 points. Scored 10 then in the second quarter, and you would attribute that to some increased pressure, and we had some more turnovers and didn't get some of the rebounds we were looking for.
Usually a combination of things right there. You know, Western Boone changed the defense, forced us to maybe change the pace that we were playing at. A couple of turnovers there, I think, that were costly, but mostly there in the second quarter, you got to give Western Boone's offense a lot of credit. I thought they settled down. They executed a little bit better in the second quarter, but still a 5-point lead at halftime. A lot of good things. Jesse just had a tremendous first half right there.
Yep.
And as long as we keep using him and using our inside out, our offense right now has been plenty good enough to win this game. You double this 35-70, you're going to win a lot of high school basketball games with that. So I'd like to see us do a little bit better job maybe on the boards, and I realize how physical Western Boone is. So I'm sure Coach is going to emphasize that at halftime here, is that we got to continue to win the board battle and keep them from getting second shots.
I do feel like, and I don't know that we've talked about it much this year, just because we've been in some close games. We've had some young guys playing, but you can see the maturity starting to show through, all the game experience that our sophomores have gotten really in first-time varsity action this year. And so now they're not really, I know they're still sophomores, but they're not really anymore because they've played a lot of minutes. And I think one of the things that shows up is just the depth that we have on our bench.
Well, certainly we got some contributions there from Zaire, made a couple of very fine assists. And then obviously Ty Linus, his job when he comes in, I think, is to score.
Yep.
And Cole Watt, what can you say? Just we get a consistent effort every time Cole is in there. And, I really like the rotation the coach has set up right now. I think that you're seeing more contributions. And really, if you look at that last 4 or 5 minutes here, we played without K-Dub.
Yep.
And, he'll be back, and he'll be a big part of this second half. And I think it's easy to sit him out the last 3 or 4 or 5 minutes, whatever we did there, when you have that kind of depth on your bench.
Nice luxury to have. So, just one score update for you at Danville and Frankfort. Danville leads 55-17 at halftime. And Danville just really is, tough team in the conference this year, clicking, lots of seniors, and they're playing like that. And so I think they're undefeated right now in the conference, so it'll be a big showdown, I believe, next Friday, home game for the Athenians. Not, of course, looking ahead, I think this week, this is a big stretch of basketball here for Crawfordsville. We got Western Boone tonight, is Tri-West on Friday?
I believe that sounds right, yes. We've got Tri-West still.
Yeah, and then you go to, and then Central Catholic will come here.
Yes.
And then we have Danville on that Friday, and then Covington, I think, a week from Friday.
Oh, there's no question. Our remaining schedule is there's a lot of challenges there. There's some excellent basketball teams that we have, and I think that's what you want this time of year, though, is you've been building, you've been improving, and you want to see where your team is at, and you want to challenge your team because that's what's going to happen in tournament time. Is every game is going to be tough. Because you're always going to get the other team's best effort in tournament. So tonight's, I'm pleased with how offensively we have played tonight. Just take away a couple of our turnovers. Really doing some good things and like our overall patience. And, Western Boone is just that kind of team. If you check out their season, they started, I believe, 0-3. Yeah. And I'm sure that was all the product the football players not quite being. So since that point, my guess is they've been one of the stronger teams in the area.
Yeah.
They're a very veteran team, a lot of strength, a lot of size, and so have a halftime lead on them is like we have right now is a good thing. It'll be interesting to see here the first 3 or 4 possessions here of this half. You come out and you get them, and you can get a couple of stops and get a couple of baskets, push this thing back to 10. That would be a huge lift for the Athenians right here. It should be our basketball to start the second half, and I'm sure Coach will draw something up here to make sure we get a high-quality shot.
Well, and you always say those key minutes coming right out of the locker room after halftime are important to get a great start there, first 3 or 4 minutes of that second half.
Well, it's just like really the start of this game. The reason why we're up 5 now is because of our start. We got off to an excellent start. We were up 8-2, I know, early, and just the patience that we showed early. We want to make them guard us too, and it'd be interesting to see if they stay with their little pressure. That 2-2-1 definitely changed the momentum of the game a little bit. So we'll see if Western Boone decides to go back with strictly man-to-man in the half court or continues to press. Against that press, as long as we don't get into a hurry and we get that ball to the middle, we should be able to, if nothing else, always break the press. Yep. And then get into whatever offense we want, because once we break the press, they're just settling back into their man-to-man right there, and we're able to run whatever offense the coach calls. So I find it fascinating that we have not used our running jump yet tonight. So, and I think that we haven't necessarily needed it.
Right.
And I'm sure that Coach Pierce has got that in his hip pocket. He's just kind of waiting for the right moment. to use that here.
That typically creates chaos. And I will say with their 2-2-1, we also ended up with some easy layups out of that a couple times and had some really good looks. Again, we didn't finish probably like we wanted. So
that's a great point. We did have a couple shots right at the rim. That exactly what you would want. You know, you draw it up and like we're going to get the ball to the rim, and we'll take our chances with that kind of percentage shot.
All right, we're going to take about a 3.5-minute break, and we'll be back with about 30 seconds to go before the second half starts. So thanks for joining us. Again, Crawfordsville leads Western Boone 35-30 on Tuesday night varsity basketball action. We'll be back. Thanks. All right, welcome back. We are 30 seconds away from the start of second half basketball action here at the Crawfordsville High School Gymnasium. Crawfordsville and Western Boone, just a reminder on the score. Crawfordsville up 35-30. And starting lineups for Western Boone starting the second half, a little bit of a change for them. You have McAtee, Hull, Spencer Wright, Cortez Stoudemire, and that is Caleb Freeman that's going to start the second half in place of Jones for Western Boone. For Crawfordsville, it looks like we're back to the starting lineup for the game, which is Ian Hensley, K-Dub, Makai Wallace, Jesse Hall, and Carson Scott. So out of halftime, Western Boone makes a little bit of an adjustment. Crawfordsville goes back to their starting lineup that led to a huge first quarter. Let's see what happens here.
All right, a little run and jump right out of the chute. trying to get us out of a set play, I'm sure. You do that, you're trying to take away whatever the set was the coach had drawn.
Makes sense, doesn't it? And works. Inside to Jesse Hall. He kicks it back out.
Looks like we're playing a little 2-10, or what I would call 2-10, which is a 2-3 zone from Western Boone right here. So, again, a change in defense by Weibo. Get into our zone offense here.
Good strategy, right? Just trying to mix it up there and force a new look that the Athenians haven't seen yet. Coach Pierce obviously does the same thing. Good coaches do that. Into Makai Wallace in the lane. And he forces that shot up, and it goes.
Well, great catch, first of all. Tough catch, great catch, and great finish.
He really does have great hands. We've talked about that early in the year. And Makai went from mainly JV to starting when Nate Schrader ended the season with the surgery on his hand. Good shot there by Freeman. Actually, kind of a little hook shot there. Trying to get around defense, but it doesn't go for Western Boone. So
looks like Western Boone's back in their man-to-man here.
See if we can take advantage of that like we did in the first quarter.
All right, good.
Yeah.
Let's get a reset here.
Into Hall, going back in to the post, and Jesse with a great move.
Well, he's just got such patience down there, and he can score with either hand, and that's so hard to guard when you can go either way.
Either direction, good touch, and Western Boone fans wanted to travel. I don't think he did.
It was close, but I think he did a good job of keeping it on the ground.
He is long and tall and just can go a long way without moving. So Hole to Freeman. Looking for a shot there, guarded by Makai Wallace, and then there's a feed to Cortez Stoudemire. It doesn't fall. Rebound to Hall. Another nice game for Jesse, both scoring-wise and Carson Scott, good job getting on the ground there, and call's going to be held ball. Alternating possession goes to Western Boone.
Say Carson gets up limping just a little bit right there.
Yeah, they go to attack him for sure when he gets the ball and does a good job. He's going to fight for it every time. Doesn't matter if it's on the ground. There's a backdoor cut read well by the Athenians.
Yeah, the old backdoor play. That's the second time they've tried it, and both times we've been ready. And great steal there by Makai.
I don't know if that's good scouting or just good defense.
It's both. It really is. I'm sure Coach Pierce has gone through that with the kids, but then you got to be able to translate that out there on the floor.
Well, they've done a great job feeding Jesse Hall from the free throw line.
That's all right. His feet are set.
Yeah, good shot. And Spencer Wright returns it and knocks his down. 7-point lead there for the Athenians, 32-39.
Back to their 2-2-1. So there we go. Look to see if we can get it to the middle if possible.
K-Dub with the basketball, and as you said, then they just fall back into their half-court defense and allows us to set up our offense. Athenians showing good patience again here.
We get a little cross screen, just like early in the game there. Again, they're doubling Jesse. And
find Makai Wallace. He misses the post shot, the 5-footer, but Jesse Hall with the offensive rebound, and the shot is good. And great defense by Carson Scott. Alternating possession, held ball. Jake Jones is going to come in and replace McAtee for Western Boone. Ball goes back to the Athenians on the alternating possession.
Gain a little ground. You always want to look middle, look opposite, see if you can get something. But be patient against any kind of zone press like that once you have the lead.
Yeah, it's true. Gives you the luxury of being patient.
It really does. When you have a 9-point lead here, 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Exact start we really were hoping for. A little ball screen, a little cross screen down there.
Man.
Back in my day, we called that one Minnesota right there. So that's a play that a lot of teams have in. And good execution there.
Picked up a foul on Spencer Wright, so that's his second foul. First foul on Western Boone, ball into Jesse Hall, but ball's knocked away by Spencer Wright, who takes it coast to coast, and Makai Wallace fouls him on the way up.
Well, there's an example. We all know why Spencer Wright is just such a great athlete, right? He makes a great defensive play down there, and he was in attack mode from the moment he got it.
He wasn't going to be stopped, was he?
He wasn't, and he sees the scoreboard knowing they're down 9 and needs to make a play, and But still, that's not a bad foul, as it turned out, right?
No,
Mackay,
that's right.
You make him earn it, and he missed one.
Yeah, Mackay's first foul, so team fouls are 1-1. Brett Wethington checks in, replacing Caleb Freeman for Western Boone.
See if we can get the check out here. This has been a problem before against them.
Knocks down the shot. 41-33 in favor of Crawfordsville. We said Athenians doing a good job, good patience, not rushing, and good hard passes by K-Dub and
we're going to get a layup on that here soon. We've got the diagonal pass available to us.
There's
Good
K-Dub
take.
on the drive, and it's good. Pretty easy into the lane. And, you know, we will say we didn't have him almost. It was 6 minutes there left to go in the first half. And so, again, look, oh, man. From this angle, it looked like Carson Scott had a lot of ball, at least.
He sure did. You know, that's one of those, if you do that 4 or 5 times in a game, they're going to call 1 or 2. And, you know, he's done a good job of getting his hands on a lot of those drives tonight. And there's a skill to that. There really is. You know, you move your feet, but being able to put your hand where the ball's going to be. Tough call there.
Yeah, tough call. His first foul, though, and Zaire Morgan's going to check in, replace Carson Scott. So sophomore in for the senior. 2 team fouls on the Athenians. Carson's first foul. Stoudemire knocks down both free throws. Makes the score 43-35 in favor of Crawfordsville. So now it's K-Dub and Morgan working the ball up the court, and they
looking for that. Yeah, that diagonal was there. We had it, and that's all right. Good patience.
Western Boone really almost overplaying on defense, looking for a steal or ball in passing lane, but Crawfordsville doing a great job. Another drive by K-Dub. Back-to-back plays where he
exactly
just gets into the lane.
That's how you want him playing right there.
10-point lead for Crawfordsville.
Good rebound, Ian.
Yeah, Ian Hensley with the rebound out quickly to K-Dub. Great pass over to Zaire Morgan. Knocks down the easy bucket. 12-point lead for Crawfordsville.
Oh, Williamson's just playing very well right now. You see him, he's under control. And exactly what you want out of your senior guard.
Yeah, tons of confidence right there. And really, guys are just in the right place, playing great defense. Timeout, Western Boone. 2:41 to go here in the third quarter.
Be interesting to see what, if anything, we might do here to change up the D one time. You got a 12-point lead. Sometimes you're tempted to maybe put something on here, maybe some kind of pressure, and maybe go for the kill shot right now. You know, it's a 12-point game. You get the next 2 or 3 baskets back up to 17, and, you know, the game is, you're down to, really, we're at a little over a 10-minute game right now. So this could be a moment here where maybe they take the timeout, but we're the ones that are going to go for the kill shot right now.
Yep. Wouldn't be surprised at all. We have not done some of our defensive tricks that are up Coach Pierce's sleeve there.
Well, you know, there's a lot of different ones you can use there, and I promise you, you know, we're talking about traps and different types of things you can do. So we'll see what he does here out of the timeout. And or you know, when you have a 12-point lead, sometimes the best thing to do is just be solid, right? You just want to play solid and
do what you're doing.
Yep, stay on the boards.
Out of the timeout, we got Mackay Wallace, Ian Hensley, Carson Scott's back in, Zaire Morgan, and Jesse Hall. So K-Dub takes a break. Western Boone really has the same lineup out of the timeout. There's a 3-point attempt by, it was by Spencer Wright. 2 offensive rebounds. Spencer Wright with the putback. You can't give up extra attempts, right?
Yeah, that's just something that sure Coach will watch the film with the players and just talk about the blockouts there and finding a way to be strong with it.
Turnover, Athenians, Zaire Morgan.
Well, that's what they want you to do. Yes, they want to keep the ball to the sideline, to the corner, so they can trap you. When you see the 2-2-1, you're trying to get the ball to the middle and look opposite. And we just got pinned in that time. And that's a mistake, and so let's get it back.
Cortez Stoudemire with the drive, and I think Mackay Wallace with the foul.
Well, Zaire got to do a little better job there of not reaching. You know, he reached, and as soon as he reached, you could see that he had an angle to the rim, and Stoudemire's too good, too quick.
Too quick. He's a senior. K-Dub's going to check back in, not going to leave him on the bench long. Stoudemire goes to the line for 2. Missed it short on the first one.
So again, not the end of the world to draw to foul right there if you're Zaire, and that's part of being a young player is you want to get in, you want to contribute, you're trying to be as aggressive as possible there. And, the number one thing I'm sure Coach would tell him is just, hey, keep the ball in front of you.
Yep. He's a sophomore, so lots of time left with
Zaire. A lot, yes. And Zaire's done some really good things.
Yep, for sure.
Yep, that's just part of learning. Tough to be a guard, I always say.
For sure. Ball back into the middle, just like Coach Slicker.
You get it there. Jesse's such a big target. All right, let's see if we can have a little cross screen. We didn't get the screen that time.
No, he was a little late getting there.
Yeah,
traffic.
A little bit, just flashing, a little high-low. Again, be patient. Be patient.
He shot probably a pass fake on that would work, but 3 fouls on Crawfordsville, 1 team foul. Just to give you the foul situation, there's a
tough catch.
Yep, good job. Inside-out game. Ball off the rim and over the backboard. So it goes to Western Boone off the three-point attempt by Cato.
Well, yeah, I'd like to see him personally a little more patience there. I mean, even though we looked a little out of sync, we still had the ball, and we still have a 9-point lead.
Yep, up 9. There's Stoudemire on the drive, and he's going to get the hoop and the harm.
Now, that's something that we cannot allow right there. That kid is too good going to the rim. We've got to get some help right there and get that ball stopped.
Fouls on Carson Scott. That's his second foul. Puts Stoudemire at the line for the and 1.
Well, the 12-point lead all of a sudden is down to good rebound, Jesse. Down to 7. Big rebound now.
They actually got inside. Connor Hull was in there and got inside. There's K-Dub with the drive, and Jake Hall in good position, but K-Dub went right around it last minute.
Yeah, tacked the rim right there, and K-Dub is really, really good, as we all know, drawing contact right there.
For sure. So he's going to go to the line for the and 1. That's 2 team fouls on Western Boone. That's 1 on Jones. He's going to come out of the game, and Caleb Freeman's going to check in.
K-Dub at the line for the Athenians, shooting the and 1.
Crawfordsville 9-point lead with a chance to push it to 10. And
beautiful.
It happens. K-Dub just knocking out shots, doing what the senior leader of this basketball team has done and continues to do, and we're going to need him big in these last several games here and tonight. Stoudemire looking for the drive again. They're trying to screen for him. Freeman is out there.
That's excellent help.
Traveled, yep. Who collapsed on him? Wallace and Hensley and
really that's a whole team effort right there. You know, you've got some ball pressure out of Carson, but you get some excellent help out of Mackay. And we said we got to stop it, and we did right there. 10-point lead, 38 seconds left.
And there it is. There's the layup off the 2-2 run, just like we drew up here from the announcer stand.
Well, that's one of those, when you get it to the wing, you got to get rid of it, and that's Jesse cutting down the middle. Beautifully done.
Hensley did a great job finding him, and Jesse puts it away, finishes at the rim, and there's an offensive. Ooh.
Oh.
I called offensive foul.
That was an offensive foul.
Stoudemire lowered his shoulder and somehow picked up the block. That's a tough call. Carson Scott was in position, but officials saw that differently. And again, those sometimes can go either way.
They can. Those are tough calls because they happen so quick, but there was no question that he lowered the shoulder a little bit. Great take there by Carson.
Yeah. So Ty Linus checks in. The junior checks in for Carson with 13 seconds to go here. Carson has 3 fouls. That's 5 on the Athenians, 2 on Western Boone. And good find there. Brett Weddington was underneath, really open. Oh, man, that's a foul for sure.
That's a foul.
Yep, that was a foul, and that happened before the buzzer went off.
They got it.
Yep, K-Dub ball was a little bit loose there, and he went after it, but that's going to be...
Well, I know K-Dub played football in middle school. Welcome back to the football field. That's what
a linebacker.
That was a linebacker hitting you, K-Dub. So,
matter of fact, I just saw that's a walk-on at IU, preferred walk-on linebacker.
And K-Dub bounces up here, so pretty tough kid right there, and he'll be fine. And 10-point lead. They took the timeout. It was 12 with about 2:50 there in the third quarter, and we weathered the storm a little bit.
Yep.
And, come out here to start the fourth quarter. Looks like it's Western Boone basketball, so get us to stop. I'm assuming that the press, be interesting to see if he turns the press up just a little bit from Western Boone's perspective, but really it's going to come down to just some simple things right now. We got to take care of the basketball, and we want to keep getting that ball into the paint. and high percentage shots. There's no reason not to do that. You've got a 10-point lead. Really, all the pressure is on Western Boone at this point.
Wonder if there's not going to be a little bit of defensive change here as Cole Watt checks in for the Athenians, replacing Mackay Wallace, which gives us a lot of speed. And we have talked about, I know I didn't finish this earlier, but Mackay and his ability to just come up with rebounds and offensive putbacks, and the ball just finds his hands. He's a ball hawk, and that is a real asset to have. But out of the change of quarters here, we got Linus, K-Dub, Cole Watt, Jesse Hall, and Ian Hensley for Crawfordsville. McAtee, Cole Stoudemire, Spencer Wright, and Caleb Freeman for Western Boone to start the fourth quarter. Pretty good move. Got away from Linus. That was McAtee with the layup. Long pass there. A little dangerous, but Athenians able to hang on the ball. Boy, that was a foul. Yep. Stoudemire reached in. A lot of body contact. It'll be the fourth. That'll be fourth team foul on Western Boone. That's first one on Stoudemire.
Well, you look at the scoreboard right now. It's an 8-point game here in the fourth quarter. This is what's going to happen in the tournament. If you get a lead in the tournament, the other team's going to continue to put the pressure on. So how you handle situations like this tonight is a great experience for us moving forward, and see how we do.
And you're right. And, we've talked about this a little bit, but not quite as much tonight. Western Boone is one of the most physical teams in the conference. Nice move there by Linus around Caleb Freeman for the kind of reverse layup.
Well, excellent pass there from Ian. Ian could have easily forced that ball up, and he was patient, and we all know Ty has the ability to score the basketball.
Yeah, all around the rim and can drive there. So McAtee guarded by Linus out there, and now Freeman's going to take Hensley in. The shot was hard. Rebound to Jesse Hall. Bringing the ball up the court. He's going to go all the way and gets the layup. Great move.
Back to a 12-point lead here with 6:44. Really sound game from Jesse tonight. Absolutely. Really solid. Playing hard. Making some great decisions on the floor. Doing a good job on the boards.
Another rebound to Hall. Almost looked for Cole Watt breaking away there. And good job leading K-Dub to get the ball across the 10-second line.
That's a senior understanding right there, K-Dub, not trying to force it.
Back it out. Don't really have scoring more. Tried a tough pass. They were intercepted by Spencer Wright. Looking for Linus. There's a good move by Stoudemire on the other end for two. But 10-point lead here, 6 minutes to go.
2-2, and it's more of a half-court trap right now. They backed it up just a little.
Good job getting the ball in the middle. There's going to be a lot of contact there between Linus and Spencer Wright. We're going to get Spencer Wright for the foul.
There is. There's not a lot of room there to drive that when you have a man in the middle, but somehow Ty was able to draw the foul there. So 5 team fouls now on Western Boone, so one more and then we'll be in our bonus here.
Ball into Jesse Hall. From K-Dub, he's going to back it out. Athenians are going to be patient, understanding they're really playing against the clock right now. Now in the hands of K-Dub to set up the play. Quick hands there by Stoudemire, and turnover leads to a layup from Stoudemire to Spencer Wright. There's going to be a timeout.
Well, you hate those kind of turnovers right there. You just do. You want to be a little stronger with the ball there. We have a chance to. We had a 10-point lead here with the ball, and those turnovers right there, those live ball turnovers right there, end up in layups at the other end are really the killers.
Yeah.
One thing to throw it out of bounds and they get it and they have to set their offense up, but those that turn into 2 points.
Yeah. Well, and it really is. You look at that, and again, not for sure because it's not absolute the basket would have gone in, but 4-point, 5-point, 6-point swing.
Easily.
If it's 2 or 3. So
easily.
It's just a big deal when it's a 10-point lead. That's why, and again, and lots of people point this out, and it's true with the 3-point line nowadays. And it's been around for a long time. There is no safe.
No, not when you're playing a team like this. That's right. We've seen how Western Boone can shoot it. They've proven that to us both games that we've seen here in the last month, and so it's a mistake, and, hopefully they'll make a couple here before the game's over as well. Linus has done so many good things tonight, though, and we would not have the lead we have now without his offensive punch off the bench. So Ty's done an excellent job for us tonight.
He can get there. He's going to take a break on the bench, and for the Athenians now, K-Dub, Hensley, Carson Scott, Jesse Hall, and Mekhi Wallace back in there. Good job by Carson Scott not popping that three.
All right, they're back in their man-to-man. You break the pressure.
And there's K-Dub on the drive, and basket's off, but Jesse Hall with the offensive rebound and put back to give us a 10-point lead again. Great job just doing those little things that matter. Caleb Freeman broke away a little bit, but good recovery there by Carson Scott.
Really good help there by Hensley. It really was. You watch that. He helped. He recovered.
Hensley's a smart basketball player.
Well, you notice he's been in the game the entire second half here. That says something. You haven't heard his name on offense. That just means he's playing a very sound game. There he is. He's blocking out there.
Yep.
When you playing the whole time in a tight game, that must mean coach has a lot of confidence in you. And that's what Ian has earned so far.
There's a turnover. Almost a good block.
Well, I thought it was
a good block, but officials made it almost a good block. So that results in a foul on Hensley, who was hustling down. Didn't allow the layup, though, which is good. So it puts McAtee at the line shooting 2. That's 6 fouls on the Athenians. That's 1 first foul on Hensley.
It's a good foul right there. That's why that's a good foul. I mean, you challenge the shot. You don't give them anything easy. And, we have to understand here with 4 or 5 minutes left, they're going to overplay those passing lanes. That's 2 or 3 now that they've gotten from us. And, a back cut might be something that's really available for a layup right here.
Yeah, both layups are off, but can't come down with the rebound. There's a rebound to Stoudemire, but the ball goes out of bounds off Crawfordsville, they say. So it's going to keep Western Boone basketball underneath their basket.
Still 10-point lead, though. 4 minutes and 13 seconds here, so just keep battling.
Feed into hole from Stoudemire, back into the hands of Stoudemire to set up their offense.
Good D right there from Carson.
Yeah. Open look for Stoudemire, and he can knock those down, and he did. Deep, pretty long three. Makes it a 7-point lead for the Athenians.
Have the diagonal. We had it there, and I get, man, we didn't have it. We had it to Mekhi for a left. That's okay.
Yeah.
Be patient. They have a foul to give here, so we'll see how aggressive they play.
Athenians content to burn some clock into the hands of Carson Scott over to Jesse Hall. Drives in there. Good little Euro step.
That's the right man with the ball.
That's
yep.
right. He takes it up and in. 9-point lead. There's Spencer Wright.
Well, that's not a good block out by Jesse, but.
Yep. Wright gets in for the open layup, but can't knock it down. There's going to be a foul on Western Boone, I think on Connor Hole, on K-Dub's shot. Yep, yes, 22. That's on Hole. That's his third. And that's 6 team fouls, so both teams in the same situation here. Both teams sitting at 6 fouls. Jake Jones is going to check into the game for Western Boone, typically replacing Freeman. And he is. K-Dub knocks down the first one.
Well, now we've got to be aware of their shooters here. You're 3:12 left in the game. We're in a double-digit lead here, so I'm sure they're going to. You put Jones in, we know he can knock down some shots here.
Yep,
so
he hit the 3, and K-Dub's good on both. Western Boone basketball, 3:10 to go. 11-point lead for the Athenians. Cortez Stoudemire with a step-back 3. It's
great
off
D.
into the hands of Jesse Hall.
Great D.
He's going to go all the way up. That's offensive.
Worst decision of the game. He's played such a good game, too.
Didn't need that. Didn't need any more points.
He really didn't, but that's okay.
Yeah.
No harm, no foul in terms of player control, so no free throws here. And still have our 11-point lead. Just keep staying strong on the boards, Jesse.
McAtee bringing the ball up the court with Connor Hole. Set up the offense for Western Boone. Typically looking for threes here. I'm sure if they got an open look at a 2, they'd take it, but Crawfordsville's defense has been able to prevent that.
That's it. Stay connected.
Step back 2, and that's off. He's trash rebound. But those guys for Western Boone, those 2 guys especially, played the entire game. They got to be a little tired.
Good patience right there.
Yeah, Carson Scott pulls the ball back out. Timeout, Crawfordsville.
Well, the thing now is this could be easily become a free throw game, is what I was trying to say there, if I could spit it out. 11-point game with 2:26. My guess is we'll start seeing some fouls here pretty quick in our offensive possessions if we don't get a wide open layup, and challenge us at the free throw line, see if we can make them.
And we talked about that a little bit. Western Boone really plays 6 players for the majority, and those guys are tired. Last 2 shots by their shooters, by Stoudemire, by Spencer Wright, have been off the front of the rim. That's tired legs.
It is, but it's a great job defending. Our kids have done a really nice job. We have made Stoudemire work for so many different things tonight. And really, Jesse's just had a phenomenal game. He's guarded Spencer. He made everything tough for Spencer tonight. Nothing easy for Spencer really all night. And I'm just really, really pleased with how Jesse's playing tonight. A really good, solid all-around basketball game.
So that is, by the way, that offensive foul there was Jesse's first foul of the game, and puts the Athenians in at 7. So, of course, bonus rest of the way, which we'd already talked about for Western Boone. Same for Crawfordsville, though Western Boone sits at 16 fouls. Crawfordsville basketball here, 2:26 to go, have an 11-point lead. Just got to finish this one out, and you're right. I'm sure it's going to be several at the line because they've got to stop the clock.
Try the little trap there. Be strong with the ball. Don't panic.
Good job by Hensley. Out of bounds off the hands of Spencer Wright. Trying to knock down the pass. Crawfordsville basketball underneath the basket.
Oof.
Western Boone Crawfordsville basketball. Western Boone knocks out of bounds off Stoudemire. Tough pass.
Well, tough angle right there, that's for sure. I see Jesse be able to really just post his man up and get the ball at least in.
That's right. He's looking for him. You can tell he's looking for him right now. Does the same thing with Hensley. And
great catch by Hensley.
Yep.
That was just a great play.
Hensley finds Hall for the easy bucket.
Well, those are winning plays right there by Ian Hensley. That's a great play.
Oh, man, there's a foul on the three-point attempt.
And as soon as we compliment, that's not, but...
he wanted to play good defense on him. They knew, and I'm sure they know from practice, they don't want to give Spencer an open look.
They don't, and so, you got to give the kid credit, right? He's trying to challenge the shot right there. And, Spencer's smart enough to understand that I can draw a foul here, and he did.
Yep. So he's at the line shooting 3.
Well, those are plays that, as a basketball player, as a team, you're trying to limit those, but what a great play to catch the inbounds pass and find Jesse there.
Yeah.
So, got to get it in here. We're going to see some full court pressure with 2:02 left, and then I'm sure we'll probably see a foul.
Last one short, but
there we go again.
Down with that, and that shot is off by Western Boone, and there's going to be a jump ball there by Ian Hensley and Brett Wethington for the tie-up.
It's our basketball right there. That's where we need to get in a little stronger because that's what basketball becomes down the stretch sometimes. It becomes a man's game in terms of, fighting for that ball.
Absolutely. Zaire Morgan checks in for Mekhi Wallace. Give us some more ball handlers because we know they're going to come at us hard, and sometimes the officials don't call a foul. With lots and lots of pressure. K-Dub's able to get the ball across the court, but there's, I think, Connor Hull got a hand on it. There's a foul on K-Dub on Stoudemire's drive, which will put Stoudemire at the line, shoot 2 at the clock stop.
You'd like not to jump pass. I know it's an effective play at times to jump pass there, but just be strong. And
get yourself in trouble, right?
You can. Yeah, you really can there. And, but generally that just means you've sped yourself up a little bit.
Yeah.
And, K-Dub's played a really, really fine game here, and that's why we have an 11-point lead, right? His play has helped give us that 11-point lead.
Well, yeah, he picked up 2 fouls and sat for about 6 minutes in the first and hasn't really come out here in the second more than probably about 30 seconds.
No, he's played a tremendous second half here, and, everybody's going to make mistakes when they play basketball, so let's see if he can clean this one up and be stronger with it here.
Stoudemire's 1 for 2 at the line, so that actually worked out okay. Jesse Hall driving, but going to back it out wisely. Force the Stars are going to have to foul here.
Yeah, it's a good ball fake there.
Oh, shoot. Tried the cross-court pass there to Carson Scott. I don't know that he was really cutting. I think he was just giving him an option. In any case, ball goes out of bounds, and Cole Watt's going to check in for Zaire Morgan. Also for Western Boone, Jake Jones is coming into the game for Brett Wethington, so both teams doing a little offense for defense.
10-point lead here, minute 25. Stay up on the shooters.
Spencer Wright.
Oh, great help.
There was nowhere to go there, but the ball is off Jesse's hands. He just can't quite find the handle on the rebound, but good defense.
Really good right there. Nice job working with Ian.
Western Boone basketball under their basket. 1:17 to go here with a 10-point lead for the Athenians. Western Boone would look to be in trouble. Never really threatened in this game. There's going to be a foul on K-Dub on McAtee's drive and kick. Stops the clock again, so they are doing what they need to do, but Athenians able to knock down shots and just play really patient, good offense here. So Brett Wethington's going to come in for Jones, I believe, after the first free throw. That's 10 fouls on the Athenians, so Western will shoot 2 from here on out on every foul. Ball goes all the way around the rim but won't fall, so Wethington's in for Jones.
All right, let's get a block out here. I know you've heard me say this, but we got to secure this rebound on a miss.
Yeah. Not a given, and don't forget the shooter.
Absolutely. Sometimes the most dangerous one, right, on a free throw for sure.
Cole Watt out of the game. Zaire Morgan in for Crawfordsville, and the second shot is good by McAtee. 9-point lead there. Lots of pressure here by... Oh, and there is the steal, maybe out of bounds. Western Boone's out of bounds. Wethington was on the line, so Crawfordsville basketball. His foot was on the line, and then he hit the basketball.
Yes, clear out here. I like that, Carson. Just because you want to make them have to guard the entire floor.
Yep.
So notice how we have some spacing here. Got to trust your ball handlers to be able to handle the ball.
Yeah, there's a great, as you've talked about many times, the cut back into the middle. Hensley was going to find Hall again. Actually did, but he got fouled before he could make the pass.
Good spacing there. Good pass that time by K-Dub. You know, it's a team game, and so you got to be able to catch it and absorb the contact as it turned out right there.
Yeah, Cole Watt into the game for Morgan, and Makai Wallace in for K-Dub.
We got a 1-on-1 here, so see him relax and knock this first one in.
Jake Jones back in for Western Boone in place of Wethington.
Just like that. Yeah.
Good job by Hensley. The sophomore knocks down the first one.
That's a product, too. I can just tell you, having been around, you build confidence in kids, and you know that helps his confidence in a big situation like that. To know that coaches let me play, and I can do this.
Second was off the front of the rim. Again, product of tired legs. There's Spencer Wright on the drive, but the layup's off. He has not knocked down all the shots. He's got to pile up on the
Be patient.
floor there. In the hands of Cole Watt. There's a big foul on Jones. Grabbing Cole Watt's arms. I'll put him on the line for a 1-and-1.
Well, let's see Cole knock these down here. Get on the score sheet with some points.
Get in there and score. He's not shot a lot of free throws. I'm sure they've scouted that since they all see their max prep stats. Timeout Western Boone. Yeah, Cole has only shot, he's attempted 7 on the season, so put Cole on the line. 65-55 with 42.4 to go here. Foul situation, the Athenians are at 10, Western Boone's at 8. That was Jones's second foul.
Well, a 10-point game here. You take your 30-second timeout. I'm sure you're drawing up something to get a quick shot, and talking about we'll go for probably one trap, and we don't get the good trap, we'll foul here. So this game's still got a long way to go in terms of time. Every free throw we get here that we can make, obviously, will make it even that much more difficult for Western Boone to be able to do this. And really what an outstanding performance tonight. We talked about how good our offense was. We had 35 at halftime. Right now we're sitting at 65. So really we've been equally as good in both halves.
Absolutely.
I would say offensively. And, besides a couple of turnovers here, which are going to happen because, gosh darn, we're all human, that we've really done a nice job.
First attempt from the line was long for Watt, and rebound in the hands of Western Boone. Stoudemire drives and scores. Let that clock's running. Got a timeout here for a little bit of trouble getting the ball in bounds.
I think he's doing that to get his maybe some free throw shooting in the game, I would assume.
Ball handlers in there. K-Dub and Zaire Morgan check in.
Well, it actually worked out. We were able to burn about 3 seconds off the clock, so good time out there by Coach Pierce.
I'd be surprised if he had that planned. Just sometimes get those guys back in. And,
and there's just nothing like experience as a coach either in these scenarios. You have to understand the score and the situation and how many timeouts you have and they have and the lineups you have on the floor. And so, 8-point game right here with 30 seconds left. The goal right now is just get the darn thing in and be strong because they're going to foul.
The upcoming schedule here, we talked about a little bit for Crawfordsville, but they have, of course, after this we have Friday night, Valentine's Day, Tri-West. Then Lafayette Central Catholic on Tuesday. Those are both, Tri-West is at Tri-West. Central Catholic's here at home. Then they play Danville at Friday. We believe that'll be senior night. And then they go to Covington to finish the season. Got a score update.
Right here.
Benton Central. So North leads. Okay, so Crawfordsville basketball into the hands of K-Dub, the ball handler, and over to Morgan. Got to get the ball across the court, and K-Dub's just going to take it, and he does a great job finding Jesse Hall for the slam dunk.
I'm really surprised they didn't foul there. Wow. Great job of keeping the ball moving, and this game is over.
That ended it right there, and that three-point attempt by Spencer Wright was off, and what a good exclamation point to put on for a well-played game. Really for Jesse Hall, of course, but for the whole team.
Yeah, it's a great team victory.
Game,
no question.
Yep. Oh, boy.
Don't foul. That's no problem.
Yep.
You're up 10.
Yep.
Don't foul.
Three-point attempt by Stoudemire is good.
Well, they're evidently going to try the 7-point play with 4.3.
They took a timeout.
I guess they don't have school tomorrow, Western. No, I'm joking, but what a great win tonight for Crawfordsville.
That's right.
Our kids, you think back to how tough of a loss that was, in the Sugar Creek Classic. Yeah. And to bounce back tonight, really, we just played so well in that first quarter, and that's why coaches always talk about you want to get off to a good start, and it doesn't guarantee victory, but I tell you what, it puts you in position, and that's what's happened tonight. We've been able to sustain really excellent play on the offensive end for most of the game, but it's just been a case where we have not really had any lulls in this game.
No.
I've seen us play several times this year where we'll go 4 or 5 minutes maybe and tonight that just didn't occur. We were consistent in our effort, in our execution, and certainly Western Boone has an excellent team here. This is a quality win.
Yep.
You think back to what kind of quality wins do you have at the end of the year? Well, this is a quality win. No question.
You're right. Northview game was tough, and then came back from that though, beat Riverton Park on Saturday, and then to step in here tonight and beat a good Western Boone team.
Absolutely.
And I don't think we're being premature. 4.3 seconds to go. Athenian basketball, 7-point lead. Into the hands of K-Dub. There's a quick foul by Connor Hull. But you're putting your senior at the line. I'm not going to talk about his free throw shooting because I learned my lesson on that. But this is a guy we would want at the line right here in this situation. Jake Jones will step in here for Western Boone, replacing Brett Wethington. The Athenians are going to bring in some subs. That's Alex Kellerman, number 30, the sophomore, replacing Morgan. Alex Hernandez, another sophomore, replacing Jesse Hall. And Nate Mayer, a senior, stepping in for Ian Hensley. With 3.2 to go, 7-point lead, and K-Dub at the line.
This is the kind of thing you want, you're looking for is just a contribution from so many different guys tonight. And what a great win for the Athenians.
Absolutely. 67-60 is the final score in favor of the Athenians. And we've talked about this is when you want to be playing your best basketball, and we've worked a lot of games this year. That was a complete, total basketball game, team game. Coaches had them prepared, and just an excellent job getting it done tonight against a good athletic team.
Absolutely. This is as good as I've seen us play this year, so it's a great sign for Athenian fans, and I know the coaching staff has to be excited, and the players should be proud of their effort tonight.
Yeah, outstanding job. Well, Coach Slicker, thanks for joining in tonight. We are going to have a post-game interview with Coach Pierce. He's going to come up tonight. As you mentioned, we do have, I guess the students have late start Wednesday, so that's nice for them. Teachers don't get late start Wednesday, do they?
No, but really, no complaints. Having taught where I've taught before and started at 7:30 a.m. every day is a late start day here at Crawfordsville High School for the teachers. So, well, thanks for having me.
Yeah,
and
enjoyed working with you again, and appreciate your input. And
we'll see you soon here, and tell Coach Pierce that it was a heck of a job tonight.
Will do. We'll pass that along. So we'll have Coach Pierce up here in just a few minutes. It was Coach Slicker on the call tonight with Justin Duggar and Rhett Welver, and we will have a post-game interview. Probably it just sounded weird in my ear because it went quiet. Yes. Yeah, so here we go, coming out of some other athletic updates for Crawfordsville High School athletes and teams coming out of the girls sectional. Girls actually finished third in the sectional behind Southmont, who won it, and Twin Lakes, who came in second. We have the best facility as far as pools go, and so Crawfordsville always hosts that sectional. And so Crawfordsville, Alex Bannon won the 100. She actually placed second with a lifetime best in her 50, but she won the 100 freestyle and is going to state. That'll be this Friday night for preliminaries. And if she gets through on that, she can get to the finals on Saturday. She has a good competitive time in there, and we traditionally are not one of the fastest sectionals in the state, but she has a really great seed time going into those prelims on Friday night, and it's still a big deal to swim at the IU Natatorium. So great job to the sophomore Alex Bannon, and good opportunity for her to be able to go over there. Gymnastics team, I'll give you an update there since my daughter is a gymnast, competing well. They have 11 girls out, just a big, everywhere we go, we're like the biggest gymnastics team, and they're doing a great job. Placed third at McCutcheon at the Invitational there. Went to an Invitational at Western and placed fifth without their top gymnast that day, and that's Abby Lane, who has already set some records as a freshman. And so good opportunities there as well for the gymnastics team. And then we have we had wrestlers at regional this weekend. We had 9 wrestlers get through sectional into regional action at North Montgomery last Saturday, and they nobody got through to go to semi-state. So that's where we stand right now. Coach Welver's going to join in here on this webcast.
Yeah, I'll just get a little college baseball update. Start off with Cameron Saunders, who's over at Indiana Wesleyan. They've gotten 2 games in, one yesterday, one today. They split. Understand Cam was warming up in the bullpen yesterday a couple times. Didn't get in, but I'm sure he's going to get in this weekend. They have a doubleheader Saturday. Then I'll move on to, by the way, Cam is, if you haven't seen him lately, he's put on about 25 pounds, and he's been up to 92 miles an hour on the radar gun, so there's been improvement there.
For sure.
And then we move on to Caden Jones, who's at Marion. They've actually got in about 5 or 6 games, I believe. And Caden is hitting .360. He actually had 2 home runs yesterday in a doubleheader they played. So he's gotten off to a really good start. I just text Trent Johnson, who, of course, is up at Purdue, to see how he's doing. He's coming along. He had a little surgery last summer is no big deal. Kind of put him behind just a little bit. But he's full go. He's just a little bit behind on endurance. So he just texted me back here, and he is on a 50-pitch limit right now. So he's not sure what role he's going to start out the year in. But, of course, his freshman year and sophomore year were almost identical in which he started out in the bullpen as a reliever. And about halfway through the season, both years, he comes in and is a starter for them. And I know they're expecting him to be their Friday night starter, which is the premier position in college baseball.
And he's setting some records as well, right?
Yeah.
He's on pace.
He's on pace to set like strikeout records. And I also think batting average against opponents' batting average. I think he's right there for the lowest opponent's batting average. And these are all-time records. So, pretty impressive there.
Yeah.
They open up this Friday. I can't remember where they open up, but it's down south.
It's at Disney, actually.
Okay, it's in Florida. They're playing in Orlando.
Where the Braves used to do spring training there in the Disney complex. I don't know if they still do, but for sure that's the same complex. They must not, because Purdue's getting to play on it.
Right. With spring training opening, I'm sure it's not.
No.
But, that's exciting stuff there for the college graduates. And I know we have other college graduates that were in some sports this past fall. I'm not sure about winter sports.
Yeah, none that I can think of.
Right.
Yep.
And I'm sure you guys have already talked about this, but this was a big win tonight.
Yeah.
Especially after losing that Sugar Creek Classic Championship game and just being really out-hustled and out-physicaled in that game. And we definitely played better. Now, Weibo didn't shoot nearly as well as they did in the Classic.
But we caused a lot of that.
Yeah, we did. We played better defense.
Yeah,
we absolutely did play better defense. And, the rest of our schedule in the year, it's tough.
It is.
I mean, it's tough. We just got the word that Coach Pierce is just about ready to head this way. But Tri-West was only ahead 29-21 at half against Southmont, which is a little surprising. But, South, they definitely have improved since the beginning of the year.
Sure.
Their year, they're learning how to compete, much like our younger kids are learning.
Yep.
Our sophomore bunches
are
right.
We talked about that a little bit. So much game experience now.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. And then North was ahead of BC at the end of 3, 40-28. Danville just clinched the conference with a big 103-55 win over Frankfort. It was actually like 55-15 at half or something like that. Which we're going to see Danville here in about 10 days. We're going to see how good they really are.
Yeah.
Now, physically, they are. They're really good. But that's one of those things where we have to grow up and learn to play that physical game and not just being physical. Like tonight I saw Ian Hensley did a really good job blocking out. Then you got to go get the ball.
Right, go get the rebound. For sure.
So here's Coach Pierce.
Coach Pierce is going to join us for a little post-game interview here for a few minutes because he knows that his kids get to sleep in tomorrow because it's late start Wednesday. So, congratulations, Coach. Big win, big comeback. Well, I guess payback victory there for what we kind of experienced and just looked like a I don't want to say a total turnaround because I read some of your comments in paper and we'll let you talk about tonight in just a second. But just talking about, hey, we're playing really well. Riverton Park, and I didn't make that game, but said we played really well. I noticed probably some of the guys you highlighted in the paper. It was a little different starting lineup tonight, just not different from the whole season, just you made some adjustments lately. But guys stepped up, looked like a great team win, so congratulations. We'll talk about some of the players in a minute, but just a big win, great defense, offensive execution, 25 points in the first quarter. Unbelievable, and a great start there. So congrats, and let's talk about the game a little bit.
Yeah, we went with the the lineup that we did so that we could get off to a good defensive start. It wasn't necessarily an offensive start. If you notice, we tried to go in the paint.
Yep.
We've done that for all season, and I don't know why this week it worked for Jesse to want to go in the paint. He was on. I mean, if you saw him Saturday against Riverton Park, it wasn't the same Jesse that we're, the competitive Jesse that he's capable of being. We challenged him about it, and I thought he played really well. We got the ball to him. Our guards did a nice job. They struggle at times getting the ball inside. It's a skills that they're working on to be able to pass fake and get it into him, and then he's got to go to work. I thought Mackay did really well.
Mm-hmm.
Mackay was efficient. He ended up being 4 or 5 from the field with 8 points, 3 rebounds. I thought that was our inside presence was really good. We ended up with this says points in the paint of 56 of our 67 were in the paint. We only shot 4 threes. That hasn't happened all year. So for whatever reason, this week it took. We for a long time have been asking guys to quit shooting threes just because for whatever reason, we're not a very good shooting team from 3 this year. And so we got to go inside. We got to get to the rim. And I thought K-Dub did a really nice job picking shoes when he could get there.
Absolutely.
Ended up in double figures. The other one is Carson Scott. Carson Scott, I thought, did a phenomenal job on Cortez. He still ended up with 21. But he was averaging 26 the last 5 games. He had 30 against Danville, 39 against Clinton Central. So I thought Carson did a heck of a job on him. We had to rest him, and that's usually when Cortez scored.
Yep.
I thought Cole White did a nice job coming off the bench and playing some defense. I thought Ty Linus was efficient tonight. He was 3 or 4 from the field. We used him when we could. But when you're playing, and this is probably going to occur the rest of the season, the teams that we play, we are going to have to play good defense. And so we're limited to some bit. Guys are going to have to figure out how to play defense. They're weak, or they just don't know how to read defenders early. You got to read, is he getting ready to curl, is he getting ready to flare? And we're late on some guys. And that's why you probably wonder, well, why aren't they in? That's what it is. We're just trying to put our strongest defensive group out there. And then obviously we subbed when we had the chance to get on the offensive end, our offensive players in. But overall, a good team win. We ended up 73% from the field.
Wow.
Just because we took great shots.
Took good shots, good selection, and high percentage.
I thought Webo did a nice job there in the second quarter of going to a 2-2-1 just to bother us, and our young guards didn't handle that real well.
Yep.
And even when they didn't turn it over, you could just tell they're playing on their heels. And I couldn't get a timeout quick enough. We ended up making some adjustments and calmed them down. I thought they responded well out of the timeout.
Yeah, you got some layups out of that 2-2-1.
Jesse in the middle, hit the wing. Jesse take off. We'll just hit you a little give and go. That kind of opened it up a little bit, and then I thought we did a nice job finally in the second half. And they went to it was a 2-3 extended trap. It took us a while to get the guys in the middle. Imagine that, teenagers not doing what you asked. But they eventually got there, and I thought we did a nice job. But overall, good team win. We got to. There's so much that depends on certain guys playing with effort. Some guys, they're playing so hard and their ceiling is only about right here, and we get out of them every night what we can get out of them. We squeeze, some of those guys as much as we can out of them. And other guys have bigger ceilings. And if they can play to their potential, we can possibly be pretty good. But we got to have it every night.
Yeah.
And I thought tonight we got that out of our guys.
You got a lot. Yeah, Jesse, good all-around game, defensively, offensively, looking inside, and can step back and hit a 3 like we all know that he can. So he hit, I think, 2 at least. And K-Dub driving to the hoop and picking up buckets there. And then Ian Hensley, not big in the scoring column tonight, but here's what we noticed. Yeah, he was in the whole game, which in a big rivalry game, conference game where you got beat in the championship of the Classic, which leaves a bitter taste in your mouth. So you want to come back and show them that was a fluke. We had an off night, and just what a turnaround. I mean, the start we had compared to the start they had in that game, not that you don't want to focus on those things, but it was significantly different. I mean, it was the opposite, actually. Right. So great job. And you had them ready to go. We saw some things out of them that we could tell. The backdoor cut didn't work for them either time they tried it tonight. We intercepted the pass both times, and they stopped going there. That's coaching and preparation, then guys executing. So
yeah, I thought our guys did well. They executed the game plan. We said get it inside, and obviously on the defensive end, he does a nice job of letting his athletes just go. At the same time, we know exactly what they're doing.
You know where they're going.
And so our guys paid attention. We got a couple extra days here to prepare for them for today. And I was proud of our guys. We saw some things. We saw some maturity from last week to this week that was definitely beneficial.
Yeah, peaking at the right time, right? It's what you want to do here as we head into the postseason. Coach Slicker was on the call with me tonight, and he wanted to pass along, hey, great job, great game plan, way to get it done. Moves the record to 11-7, and it's the beginning of that challenging stretch. It's always in our schedule here of tonight, and then you get ready for Tri-West at home on Friday, CC, I believe at home on Tuesday, Danville, and then Covington, and it's just some challenging games in there where we got to play our best.
Yeah, we designed that on purpose to prepare for the sectional. The sectional is going to be obviously Danville, Tri-West, Monrovia, who's playing really well. They're 14-4. Greencastle, who's another 16-3 team right now. We got to play some really good teams. It's beneficial for us right now because I think we'll be in those games, and that'll give us a chance, hopefully to pull out a victory. That's the hope. But we're gonna. I told our guys, I said, I'm proud of you tonight. But the question is, what are you going to do Friday?
That's right.
Because you got to stay tough, and we're starting to get to that point where some teams will have players. It's a long season. We're all tired. I get that part, but kids can turn negative on the bench or turn negative about this or that. We're not getting that, even in body language on the bench. The bench was good. Afterwards, everybody's celebrating. That's huge because they're buying into their role. And, hey, it's not me tonight, it's you. Go, and they're celebrating guys that are playing well. Because down that stretch, we're going to need everybody to be on their best game.
Yep. Big win against a physical basketball team with a lot of athletes, and we talk about this. They've got some seniors who've won a couple state titles in football, so we know they can play. They were not in basketball shape early. They are now. Yeah. And so they're a good basketball team. They've been in a lot of games recently, and so that was a big win and a good win.
I appreciate it.
For our team.
They have talented players, that's for sure. I'm glad that they're all graduating. We don't have to play them ever again. They're at 2A now, and so that group really has a shot to go win the sectional.
Wow.
It's at their place too. They get to host the sectional. Clinton Prairie, we're looking at their schedule. Their strength of schedule is ranked 380 something and 400, and they're the top favorite right now. Simply because Wevo doesn't play, or Clinton Prairie doesn't play the same schedule. So, I would not be surprised if they win the section.
Wow, I did not realize they were 2A.
They're strong, and I'll be honest with you, it gave us some fits. If you notice, like our guys were getting pushed in. Yeah, we weren't holding our ground real well. But we take a time out, we beg them, and I thought they gave us 110%, and that was good to see.
Yeah, and several sophomores against seniors, which is it does matter. I mean, your sophomores stepped up, but they're still giving up 15 or 20 pounds, and then lots of time in the weight room, which will come out of this group. And I don't know, that sophomore group has matured this season as well. I know you count on them, and we talked about the newness and the young guys in there, but now they've got a lot of minutes of varsity basketball action under their belts, and you can see the difference. So great job developing those guys. Great win tonight, and congratulations on it again.
Appreciate it. It was a fun one.
Thanks for joining us.
Yep, thank you.
All right, Athenian fans, so we will be back with a webcast this Friday against Tri-West, Crawfordsville Tri-West, and then next Tuesday, Crawfordsville CC, and then they go on the road. I'm sorry, Tri-West is actually on the road. I just misspoke there. And we go to Tri-West, and then we're home against Central Catholic. So no webcast this Friday. It's at Tri-West, Central Catholic at home, Danville at home, and then we go to Covington. So thanks for joining in. We'll see you next time.